Yo, what is up, my friends? MrWholetrain00's here, and this video is obviously gonna be a IRL or in real life video, and it's gonna be my setup video. So I know I told you guys that I would do a new setup video once I hit 100 subs, and now I'm over 180 subs, and I still didn't do it. So I punched myself in the face and said, Julian, you gotta do that setup video. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and we're gonna start off on the very left. So first of all, actually I'm not gonna show you the PC yet. So this is where I work. That's what it looks like. So on the very left, a microphone, which I actually very rarely use, but okay, some bottles, a USB stick, a very old USB stick, iPod, some money, YouTube money, left screen, it's a Asus VH242, I think, yeah. It's a pretty dang good monitor. I really do like it. Awesome. Yeah, that's what she said. So on this screen I got my iTunes, all my tracks and playlists and all that shit. Yeah, so that's my left screen. Moving on to, let's go to the headset. This is a Corsair H1SA. It's a pretty dang good headset. It wasn't too expensive. It has good mic quality and it's very comfy. That's really do. Really what I like. That makes no sense. On my keyboard, it's a Razer Lycosa. It lights up blue, like a bounce, and I really do like that keyboard. Feels good. My cell phone. If you want to see that, I don't know. Maybe you want. Maybe you want. It's a Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc S. My main monitor, I guess you could say. So I got Photoshop CS6 on there. I'm working on a website, and that's what it looks like as of right now. Yeah, so my main screen right there. There you go. Mouse mat. Mouse mat is the Cyborg mouse mat. If you can't tell by the, you should be able to tell, but maybe you can read. I don't know. Red 7 mouse. I really do like that mouse. I got all weights in there because I don't know, I don't like the light mouse. It slips all over the place. I don't know. I really don't like it. My fan controller, it's the NZXT Sentry LXE, and man, that thing, man. So I decided to get a fan controller since all of my fans were running off 12 volt, and it was pretty dang loud. So I'm running 13 fans in my system right now, and if all fans are running on 12 volts on the 2100 RPMs, I think, man, it really is loud. You can't use any rubber grommets or something to get it more silent. It is still way too loud. So I decided to get a fan controller, and so I stepped over the Sentry LXE, and I thought, dang man, this fan controller is beast because it sits on my desktop and I can like sit down. I hope you didn't see that. So I can like sit down and be like, Photoshop, what's my temperature? Oh, okay. And I really liked the idea, so I thought, alright, I'm gonna try. And yeah, it really didn't work. And it did work. I could control the fans, I could see the temperature probes and everything, but it didn't save my settings. And I know that there's a battery, and I don't know, it just didn't save. So I thought, oh man, what am I gonna do? And so I tried it a few more days, and I thought, alright, maybe the battery's got a charge. So I was on my PC and I decided not to change any settings because it wouldn't keep them anyways. So I was just, you know, doing all the stuff which I did before, and somehow it saved them. So I thought like, alright, cool, the battery finally charged, and from there on it never ever failed on me once. Alright, it may sometimes the touchscreen goes black, but only when I wake the PC up from standby. I don't know why, but well, it happened to me once, so well, it's not that bad. But it's a really good fan controller. But the only bad thing is that these it has 5 channels, and I think every channel is rated for, oh man, well, 12 volts obviously, but 10 watts? 10 watts I think. And that's actually, well, if you consider that a normal fan has about 5 watts, it is alright, but for a big fan, it's really not that much. So I got like 13 fans and I had to control 12. So I had to get Y splitters and wire all the things up. So that worked really good, because all the fans, like 2 fans would, I think 2 fans are about 8-9 watts, about that. So well, I know it's close to 10 watts, but it's not getting warm by any means, so not that bad. A pretty good fan controller, by the way, if you consider getting one. It's really good. Fuck man, hard drive. It's 1 terabyte. Well, what's it? Lazy. Yeah, it's a lazy. I think it's lazy. It's a stupid name, I know. That's why I probably can't remember it. But yeah, lazy. So now the main part. It's my PC. So my PC is sitting on a extra shelf. Like the mouse, obviously. So I'm gonna show you my PC from the webby side. That's what it looks like. So that's my PC right there. Maybe you want to see this on the bottom, I don't know. That's what it looks like. So starting from the very front, you guys probably all know that case. It's a Corsair Obsidian 800D, and oh man, I'm gonna do all the things. So I got 4 USB ports, 1 audio jack, 1 mic jack, and 1 Firewire. Firewire doesn't work because this mainboard doesn't support Firewire, and it's the best mainboard from the series, and it's the only one that doesn't support Firewire on the mainboard, which is I'll come to that later. USB 2 ports. Yeah, fan. It's a 120mm from an NTEC 1200 case, which I had before, and I I picked all the fans in this case. It was like 5 fans, I think. Yeah, and I currently use 3 of this system, of the old system, in my new system now. So that's 1. There's a fan controller nut. I know this is really not perfectly made, but well, man, I think it looks really cool because you can look inside the PC and like see my SSD, my SSD down there, and that's what I really like about SSDs. You can just put them anywhere, because I really didn't want them to go like right there behind the motherboard tray, because it's quite warm there. You wouldn't believe, but it's quite warm. So I left it right behind the fan. And it's not getting hot, obviously. SSDs aren't getting hot, very hot in general, but oh well, can't go wrong, right? So that's my CD, DVD, burner and drive, and this thing cost like €5, and I think CDs and DVDs are outdated, but that's just my personal opinion. So I thought, well, might want to get a really cheap one. And the only thing I've done with that thing is installing Bad Company 2, because I got that game on a CD. That's the only thing I've done with that drive. So that's actually pretty cool in this case. The hot swap for 3 iron use with 3 Samsung SpinPoint F3 1TB 7200 RPM drives, and I really do like the SpinPoint F3. I think it's tied up with the Caviar Black, but it's a really good drive, and it's still quite cheap, and the prices are coming down from hard drives now, but it's still one of the cheaper ones, and it performs just really good. I really do like that. And by the way, my SSD, I forgot to mention, it's a Kingston SSD now, 64 gigs. So you guys, I'm sure 90% of you guys might say, oh, Wholetrain, why'd you get a 64 gig drive? And that's because I used that drive, like I got that drive like what, almost 1.5 years ago, and SSDs were pretty dang expensive at that point in time, and a 120 gig SSD would have cost me like what, 300 euros just for the SSD, and I said nope, not gonna do that. So I got a 64 gig drive, and I know you can put the OS on the drive, and maybe some drivers, some music, some pictures, but to be honest, I only use that drive as a boot drive. And I would use, if I'd get a SSD, I think I'd go with the fastest 120 gig SSD. So maybe a Intel, yeah, I think there are Intel 520s with 120 gigs, because these are quite reliable. Man, can't talk for fuck's sake. Quite reliable and pretty dang fast. And well, they are expensive, but I wouldn't go for like a 248 gig drive and store like everything on there, to be honest. But if you're doing that, fine by me. It's just, I wouldn't do that personally. I don't know, because SSDs are still quite expensive. That's basically the only reason. So yeah, hot swap. If you've never saw hot swap, you like push that button, and this, it's not really a lever, but it comes out, and push on it, and this one is empty. Like I said, I got 3 drives in there, no SSDs, because I don't know, I thought the SSD wouldn't fit in there. And you mount your hard drive in there, screws, you go like that, put it back in, push, keep it down, and you can change that door. You can go like right there, and there are like things which you can push, and then they go out, and you can change the door on the other side. So pretty dang good case. I really do like the Obsidian. I'm sorry for the shakiness. I'm sorry. I actually really am sorry. So let's say card, iPod cable, card reader, not an internal one because I think it looks shit. It's my D-Link wireless LAN, and in terms of wireless LAN, I got a 32,000 and well, I don't know, I really don't know much about internet speeds and all that jazz, because I really am not interested in all that stuff. I'm more of a hardware type of guy, not networking and software. No, I think it's kind of boring. Don't tell anyone who likes software and wireless networking things, let's put it that way. Side panel, that's actually filmed through my side panel, so it's quite clean. I like cleaned it like 2 hours ago. That's why. System, oh man, 140mm standard Obsidian 800D fan for the hard drives, 2 120mm from the Entech 1200 case. Down there's my power supply. It's a XFX 850 watt power supply. Yeah, pretty dang good. And in terms of lighting, I'm sorry, I put this light in like 1 year ago, and I didn't know much about lighting. It's a UV light, obviously, because UV tubing, UV fluid and all that jazz, but I really didn't know much about lighting, and I might buy some what are they called, Bitphoenix Alchemy strip lights, because I really do like them, and just mount them on a side panel. I'm not sure, because I don't know, I'm not that extremely interested in lighting, to be honest. Yeah, so you got that's a pump down there. You probably can't see it because it's really dark, and it's good hided under there. It's a lane DDC with the extra big reservoir thing on top. Yeah, so in terms of tubing, my water loop goes like that. It goes from the pump out of the bottom of the case. Well, it's not really bottom, it's a semi bottom, I don't know what to call it. Goes into my 6970 with the EK water block, goes out, goes to my CPU block, and this block is a Swiftech Apogee HC4. In terms of processor and mainboard, I'll come to that later. Goes out the Apogee HC4, goes into my radiator, out of my radiator, goes back on the motherboard tray, so there's no tubing. Goes behind the motherboard tray, like I said, comes out on the very bottom, goes into my reservoir, and goes out from my reservoir into the pump again. So that's the water loop. In terms of PCI stuff, I got a Firewire extension card in there, because like I said, this motherboard doesn't support Firewire right away, which is so stupid. I don't know, they got like what, 5 USB ports on there, but no Firewire. Makes no sense. But oh man, so this main board, it's a Asus X79 board, if you couldn't already tell by the RAM DIMMs. X79 P9 X79 Deluxe, that's what it's called. And the deluxe version is the best version of these. There's P9 X79, P9 X79 Pro, P9 X79 Deluxe, and this is the deluxe version, and there's no Firewire. In all the other versions, there's Firewire right on the main board. Don't know why they did that, but I don't know, really unnecessary not to put a Firewire on there. No. That thing is for the fan controller. Just sits all in the case, the mouse. Yeah, there you can see P9 X79 Deluxe. A few temperature probes, I don't know, poorly mounted. 24 pin sleeve connector, 4 times 4 gigs Corsair Vengeance RAM, so running at 1600 megahertz. Yeah, so EK water block, I already said that, 6970, 2 gig version, I didn't mention that. CPU, well, it's one of the better CPUs. It's not the 3960 Extreme, because that processor is just, it really is useless. When you're rendering something that takes like 4 hours, you're gonna be like, what, 5 minutes faster with the 3960 Extreme over the 3930K, and this is a 3930K in there. It's clocked at 4 GHz, not at 4.8 thousand something, because it's just stupid, guys, man. It really is stupid. You really don't, oh man. Why would you put a CPU, why would you clock it like 5 GHz and destroy it like, I don't know, in half the time that it takes on 4 GHz, and your benefit is like really small. It really doesn't benefit that much. Overclocking does benefit to a certain point. I'd say about 4.5 GHz is acceptable, maybe 4.7. And I know I clocked the CPU at 6 GHz. I did it. I tried it. It's just for fun, you know. I tried at 6 GHz. What's in the bench results I could get, and I got like what? And I got like 16 points or something on a single chip, and that's quite decent. Even for the 3930K. I'm not saying this is a bad processor. I think it's better than the 3960 Extreme, because this processor costs like 550 euros, and the only thing where the 3960X is superior. Well, it has better stock clocks. But to be honest, if you're not overclocking an extreme processor, why would you even buy it, man? Why? It makes no sense. So no benefit there. Well, this one, the 3930K, has 12 megs of cache, and the 3960 Extreme has 15 megs of cache. That's the only difference. Well, like I said, it really doesn't benefit you that much. It really doesn't give you the superior kind of thing, because the 3960 Extreme costs like 1,000 something euros and this costs like 550, so nah, not worth it in my opinion. Another 140, yeah, another 140 in there, and that mesh. What didn't I mention? Mainboard, I got that. Radiator, it's like 3 fans in there, blue, and this is a blue system, blue lights, blue tubing, blue fluid, blue fans, everything blue, because I like blue. If you have a problem with blue, I don't really care. And what are these fans? I know it's Cooler Master. If you want to know exactly what fans, just type it in the comments and I have to look it up. Yeah, 6 120 mils right there in push-pull configuration. Well, the highest temps on the highest core on my CPU are like, what, 50, 52. I think that's the highest I've gotten. While running Prime about 2 or 3 hours. When I'm full load gaming, my graphics card gets like, what? And this is overclocked, by the way. I don't know at what point though. I think my graphics card got like 30, 38, maybe 40. I don't know exactly. Haven't looked up the graphics card temperature that recently, so let's say about 40. I really don't know. I know the CPU temperatures because well, I'm always looking at them. So this highest core goes like 52, which is pretty good for this kind of system, for this CPU. Yeah, I can't really show you the back panel, but there's all the stuff hidden. Yeah, and also sleeved CPU, 8-pin right there. So I think that's actually about it. So I hope you enjoyed that setup video. If you have any questions, type in the comments. I'll greatly appreciate some feedback maybe on what I can do better in terms of lighting. If you have any better lights than the BitPhoenix Alchemy strips, just tell me. I'm not gonna go with cold diodes. Cool. One sec. Yeah. I think I fucked something up, but I really don't care. Because I know these ones are just stupid. Cathodes, that's what I wanted to say. Cold diodes, man. I don't know, cathodes. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not gonna use them, I want to use LEDs. So yeah. Hope you like, guys. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all later.
Crazy, your baby is the shrooms. I'm addicted to the thrill, the dream of being big. I don't ever wanna die, but I'm hating how I live.